For the past 40 books or so, Chapter 2 has been a recap of all the girls in the club, while Chapter 3 is a recap of how the club works. Well, both the last book and this book combine those into one recap chapter. I thought it would be a one-time thing, but no! As far as I can tell, this trend continues for the rest of the series. So that's our present for making it past 50 books. We no longer get 2 full chapters of recap. This is amazing!
Argo Funk Book Review, Argo Funk Book Review.
This book was written by Anne Martin. In case you don't remember, Laine Cummings is Stacey's best friend in New York. Laine is getting next week off of school. She's looking forward to hanging out with older teenagers and her new boyfriend, when Stacey has a great idea. Why doesn't Laine give up her vacation and come to Stony Brook instead? She can stay inside and watch TV all day while Stacey goes to school. It'll be so much fun. Laine clearly doesn't want to come, but she's too nice to say so. This is the only point in the book where Laine is too nice to say something. The rest of the book, she's gonna be a total jerk, like the time she thought Stacey was faking diabetes for attention, or the time she fought with all the other BSC members. Why does Stacey like her again? Christy also gets a great idea. Why not throw a big Valentine's Day party for all the kids? They can play games, eat food, and the kids can guess who gave them Valentines. Everyone gets excited about this, especially Nicky Pike. He makes a special Valentine for his 2nd grade crush. When Laine arrives, she immediately starts complaining about how Stony Brook is small and boring compared to New York. What a jerk. If you hate it so much, why did you come here? Granted, Stacey has said the exact same thing a dozen times, but it's mean when Laine says it. There's a sleepover at Stacey's house. Laine dismisses the other girls because they're dating middle schoolers. Middle schoolers are so immature. You are a middle schooler, Laine. Laine insults Dawn for saying the word dude. Dude, not cool. She also calls Stacey Anastasia constantly, which is annoying. But then, the girls find out To Kill a Mockingbird is on TV, and they all get excited. You know how much 90s kids loved black and white legal dramas. Laine complains when she's forced to stay home all day, and she complains when she's allowed to go to school with Stacey. Pete Black stares at Laine all throughout lunch until he finally builds up the courage to tell her that he likes her hair. She laughs in his face. Poor Pete. This is why I was too scared to talk to girls in middle school. Pete somehow isn't discouraged by this, so he asks Laine to the Valentine's dance on Friday. Laine doesn't want to because Pete is a dweeb. What would her friends in New York say if they knew she went out with some guy they've never heard of? They probably wouldn't care, to be honest, but Laine doesn't think of that. In babysitting adventures, the twins make Valentine's cards. Carolyn says she's got a big crush on a 3rd grader. What if it's Nicky? Aw, puppy love. The Hobarts are confused by the party because they don't have Valentine's Day or kids' parties in Australia. That's not true at all, but whatever. Mallory and Ben Hobart get into a fight at the library over whether you should look up books by subject or by author. They start yelling so loudly, a librarian kicks them out of the library. Oh, you two, there's no need to fight. You're both book nerds. Stacey tries to be upbeat at the dance, but Laine complains about the food, the music, and the decorations. Pete drops her corsage by accident, and Laine acts like it's the end of the world. Me? I can't believe Pete bought her a corsage in the first place. Humorously, Pete is so nervous he babbles nonstop about random things, and Laine can't get a word in edgewise. When it's time for romantic slow dancing, Laine ditches Pete for a hot guy right in front of him. Stacey tells Laine that was really rude, and Laine demands that they take her home to New York right now, because she is not going to put up with somebody criticizing her the same way she criticizes everyone else. Stacey is forced to leave the dance early. They call Laine's mom, who immediately accuses Stacey of being unreasonable and immature. Hey, I figured out where Laine gets it from. The Valentine's Day party is a big success. The kids have lots of fun. It turns out that Nicky's crush is Marilyn, not Carolyn. He likes the wrong twin! But that's okay, because Carolyn's crush was James Hobart, so Nikki is spared the painful humiliation of being told he'll never find love. Stacey spends a week wondering if she should make up with Laine or break up with her forever. She decides to give her best friend's necklace back to Laine, along with a passive-aggressive apology letter.
I'm sorry about our fight. I'm not apologizing. I don't think the fight was my fault. But I'm sorry we had the fight. I don't know why we had it. I mean, I know I was mad because of the things you said and did, but I don't know why you said and did them. Why were you so mean?
Yeah, that's a horrible apology, Stacey. The end. Post-book follow-up. I liked this book. It's strange because this would normally be the kind of book I hate. It's incredibly repetitive, basically just 100 pages of Laine being a total jerk. The pacing is off, or at least I found it weird that an entire third of the book was just the dance stuff. Still, I found the book entertaining. I liked it. Seeing Laine insult everything was oddly amusing. It helps that about a third of her complaints are legitimate. You can take her side of the argument sometimes. You can also take Pete's side during the dance scene, and that's good writing. You can sympathize with all the characters. It's not like Marianne versus Logan, where all the fights are one-sided, and you're not allowed to sympathize with anyone other than the narrator. People on the internet dislike Stacey's letter at the end, which had more in the way of insults than apologies. Yeah, that's true, but I thought it was emotionally appropriate, and it did a good job of capturing Stacey's feelings. People also dislike the second graders getting crushes subplot, but I thought it was cute. Yes, it's the weakest aspect of the book, and talking about their romance is borderline creepy because the kids are 8. But I didn't take that storyline too seriously. It was just supposed to be a cute, fluffy puppy love story. Overall, I enjoyed this book. I can understand why people wouldn't, but I loved it. I give Babysitter's Club number 51, Stacey's ex-best friend, a 9 out of 10.